This is Mark and Charity's Coffee Podcast.
For a week, it was just Charity's podcast. Now it's back to the Mark and Charity.
I know.
Coffee
Everybody
podcast.
was happy you were returning.
I don't think so.
See, it's funny because we do talk
highly
about
doubt that.
what we're going to talk about in our podcast. And I've said this to you. I like doing the podcast because we talk to each other. It is friggin' hard to do a podcast by yourself.
By yourself, yeah.
Because no one wants to hear me talk. And our podcasts are longer than a coffee break. So, but you and I have a conversation. When it's just you trying to talk for anything longer than a minute or two, I feel like I ramble. So I'm glad that you're back for many more reasons, but for that
Hey, I
reason
accept
as well.
that's a big one.
Because now the podcast actually sounds like a podcast again and not just me, hey, this is what happened today.
Podcasts are such a new form of communication.
Yes.
And they're evolving. In fact, when they started, I didn't even understand what they were. And I'm in this industry. Well, what's a podcast? Well, you would just listen to somebody talk about a topic for 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes. Well, why would I do that? Well, rather than read an article about something, so then somebody's reading it, it's like,
So it's an audiobook.
Yeah, so like I'm trying to understand.
Yes.
So if somebody would explain to me, so what Mark and Charity do is they turn these microphones on, they hit record, they talk for 20 minutes, and you would listen. Well, why would I do that?
Because you like us.
But it turns out that there's a little bit of a companion. It's not just to learn, it's sort of a companion. So now that I've gotten into podcasts more, it's like now I understand, but we're also as podcasters, those of us, and I'm including us in because we do it all the time and we don't have a large staff, that you're understanding, the purpose of why you're doing it and you maintain the consistency to do it. But before I thought, well, it's just a bunch of people talking about stuff. I didn't understand the concept of what a podcast was. So now, we sort of laugh about it, but it's like, we want to have kind of a plan, but on the other hand, we want to not
keep
make
it a little loosey-goosey, conversational,
not so
relaxed.
rigid that we lose what our show is about, which is clearly unrigid.
Well, and it's funny too because as I'm sure you heard this morning, Kay and Katie from our tech side of things here in the station and promotion side, they have started a podcast as well.
What's their podcast about?
It's called Babes and Quinny.
Oh,
so it's their point of view as two young women in Quinny about different topics. So they did ask me last week to join them. They wanted to talk to me and quote unquote interview me, which I was thrilled to do. I'm like, what are we going to talk about? They're like, well, we're going to talk about you. I'm like, what, why? No, let's talk about something else. But it was fun to do someone else's, number one, like a different format, different environment. But they asked for tips and tricks from us.
How to do podcasts?
They said you and Mark have been doing your podcast now and it's been close to a year, for a while now. And any advice you can give us? Any tips or tricks you can share? I'm like, you're asking the wrong person.
Yeah. Again, it's such a new thing, and a year is nothing. Like I subscribe to the Malcolm Gladwell theory of 10,000 hours. So until
we're still very, very new,
until we
incredibly new,
thousands of podcasts, and to any kind of acclaim, like we know how many people listen, but we don't have any hardware on the mantle to say we're doing it right.
We turn on the microphone and talk,
and people put us on when they go outside to do flowering the back, so the dog has somebody to listen to. That counts for something, I think. But that's what podcasting is, and that's pretty interesting. No, it is.
But I'm glad you're
difficult.
back because it's nice to talk to, because it's a conversation that we have, and you can have a conversation by yourself with who you believe is listening, certainly, but it's nice to have you back in the studio.
Thank you.
I hope you had a good week. Did you have a good week?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
But that's okay,
all right?
I'm supposed to say, "Oh yeah, it was great," because that's what
a
people
bad week on vacation is still a good week.
Do you think it bothered me that my eyes cracked open at 6:45 in the morning? No,
I hope
it was
not.
great.
Don't even.
It was great. I know. And then at what point do you start counting down the number of days before we have to get back to normal night? I start Thursday.
Do you? Okay. It's usually Friday for me.
Because I say Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I only have 3 more.
Oh.
But then Sunday, because you got to go to bed. I get up. No. How many? So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday morning. So when I go to bed Thursday night, I only have 3 more full nights before I don't have to get up early. But I got to tell you, the alarm, it woke me up this morning in a start at like 20 to 4. It was like, whoa, did I really have it on this loud? This is an urgent message to wake up. Wow.
You haven't used it all week. So
managed to remember. I've done that before. Where
you didn't set it?
Forgot it. Went on vacation, forgot to shut it off.
Oh,
we're
that
camping.
sucks.
Phone alarm goes off at 3:45 in the morning.
Did your wife hit you?
Mrs. Philbin had her CPAP on. Otherwise, there would have been HTP, hell to pay. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you don't want to forget to shut that off or set it.
Right.
Your first night back.
First thing, yeah.
Because I did not sleep well last night. I don't like talking to you when you're on vacation.
You can text me.
I know you say that, but I'm a very firm believer you are on holidays. So if you're on holidays, you don't need to know. There is nothing that's going to happen here that I need to contact you about. So I purposely don't. But when I was going to bed last night, there was that moment of, do I text him, make sure he's coming in tomorrow? Like what? Do I set my alarm early again? All these things were going through my head. He did say he was coming back tomorrow. He did. I know, and I second guess, and
right.
I start to worry, is he going to be here? So when I came in, I purposely looked for your vehicle when I pulled in the driveway.
I went to bed last night and I thought, should I text Charity? What if she didn't miss me? What if I get back? Who is this? What if there's already somebody here? They've replaced me. Say, I go the other way.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, well, did you have a nice Father's Day?
I did. No,
Good.
Father's Day was fun. Because Father's Day you can control, the week off, and I don't just mean like the wind, because that was crazy.
That was crazy Friday and Saturday.
We went camping. It rained a lot. It was a muddy sight. Turned out we had some ants.
Mark.
I was terrible at packing. I forgot some basic things like rookie mistakes, and and then things get going on.
It was your first time out camping, though, right?
Yeah.
So you got to work out the cobwebs and the kinks. So you'll be ready for the next one.
I myself a pass.
I think you should. It's it's your first camping trip of the year. So, yeah.
You know what it was? And this sounds so terrible, but it's a podcast, so I don't care. Is you got to, you use it or you lose it with your vacation, right, everybody? Radio, the fiscal year ends the end of August.
Yep.
So I only have so much time. So it's like, okay.
At this point, time's running out to use it all.
So Kath and I planned this week, which was not the best week to use, because after we planned the week that we were going to take, that's when the Children's Foundation announced that Saturday was going to be Bernie Willette's. And they asked me if I would do the fund a special need part and for the bursaries. And I said, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be here. I felt awful. And then I thought, do I reschedule? It's not that I didn't. It's just I couldn't at that point. We'd made reservations, and so I felt badly about it. And then I go and see Liz Layton and out at the Quinte Mall. And she's like, I understand you're not going to be here. And it's like, oh, good. I can't carry enough guilt with me. Liz, stop it. And she, I hope we raise enough money. Oh, my God, children are going to do without.
It's your fault, Mark.
Exactly. So, but anyway, if I don't take the vacation, so it's not that we had I had to use a week. I had to pick a week.
Well, and you had booked the week.
Months in advance, because I can't be off the same week you are, and all this sort of stuff.
It's awful you're going to miss the Children's Foundation. I realize, because you do enjoy that, and that is an event that you do every year, so I understand that. But things happen. Like, things come up. Yes, you book that week. You deserve time off. You deserve a break, especially, I would say because
everybody
you
does.
have
not just me.
No, but you have done a lot. You need that. Everybody needs that time.
Yeah.
And I spoke to Kim Henry last week from the Children's Foundation. We were talking about the gala and everything on the air. But she said to me off the air, and she did admit, she said next year it's going to be moved back to March.
Yeah, well,
because
that's
it's not just you. It's not just you. She said people just are getting busy again. Things are opening up. This is not a good time to have it because there is conflicting schedules. So it is going to go back to March. So you'll be there next year, I'm sure. I'm sorry that happened because, it kind of...
Yeah,
kind of gets the ball rolling where I miss this and then it's muddy and...
But it's, we took the week because I had to take a week and I had to take it somewhere. It's not like, I've got this great idea, I'll take a week off and let's go do it. It's like, well, we
have this week, what am I going to do?
I got 5 more days. It's either I don't take it in June and I don't get the vacation, or what do you want to do? Well, at one time the plan was we were going to go to New York.
Yes.
And that kind of fell through. So I said, well, then we'll do camp. So we kept scrambling. What are we going to do for this
week? And that is tough. When you plan things that way, I find too, it doesn't always live up to the expectations you want it to then. So I'm sorry that happened.
Oh, no. But I mean, again, either that or, I worked, which is like so hard. It's so hard.
Is this sounding like a vacation for you?
Yeah, no, it is. It's totally coming back. Like, I don't have the problem other people have where it's like now when vacation's over, you're back to the grind. Oh, I get to go back and listen to music and hang out with Charity. Not really a grind.
Well, that's nice.
Other than that alarm.
I'm glad you think
that alarm, we can talk about at 3:30 in the morning.
Oh, I know.
Father's Day. The funniest thing is your husband and I both got the same
thing.
Gift.
Not from me. I did not give both of you the same thing.
Neither did you and my kids have a discussion or my wife at all about the
I just
gift.
mean I bought my husband's gift. I did not buy yours, but your children had the same idea that myself and my kids had. Yes. So you're going to a Jays game, as is Wayne.
My daughter lives a 5-minute walk from Rogers Centre on King Street in Toronto and goes all the time. So she was at the Jays game when they hammered the Orioles on Monday of last week and was constantly sending me updates at our campsite. Not so much when the Jays lost.
I was going to say, was she at the game where Orioles hammered the Jays? No?
But she got me tickets for the September 17th game, so Kath and I are going to go to Toronto for that weekend.
Nice. You and Kath are going, and Steph's going too, though.
Yeah. So it's going to be the three of us. So we'll have our house divided flag, which is a flag I had made. It says house divided, half Baltimore, half Toronto. And we try and get it on television. And it's worked. I think it's on TV. But a September game between the two of them. We'll see whether either one, it won't be Baltimore. They'll play the podcast back if they go on a run and looks like they might.
We're going to have to hang on to this one. We'll mark it down.
7 games back for the wild card as of Father's Day.
We're going Canada Day weekend.
Yes.
On a Sunday, which is a kids' Sunday. It's a Jays where the kids can run the bases. Junior Jays, thank you. Yep. So the kids this will be their first game. And when I got the tickets, I did ask them, I said, do you want to get Dad Jays tickets for Father's Day? They're like, yep, that's a good idea. And the question was, do I get 2 or do I get 4? And there was just the smallest of pauses and then they both said, no, get 4. We want to come too. So this will be their first Jays game, their first ball game.
Isn't this their first professional sports outing at anything? Or did
Actually,
you guys?
Yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah.
No, because
did you do an NHL game with them yet?
No, we haven't.
Who could afford that?
Well, that's in the works.
No Raptors.
No. And we want to go to a Raptors game next year. But they're kind of
tailgating in Buffalo and let them fall on a table.
That will never happen. But no, they're just. You're right. This will be their first major league sports game. Yeah, but they're at that age too, right?
Right.
Before it was always kind of like, why? There's no point because they're not. And even now, I can't see them sitting through the entire 9 innings straight. We'll get up and move. Yeah. We'll have to get up and move around. But before, there's no way the attention would be held for that long. So it's kind of like, why? Why would we do that?
Major League Baseball game, and I grew up in Windsor, so we'd go over and see the Tigers play at Old Tiger Stadium.
Ooh, nice.
And Michigan and Trumbull, and Ernie Harwell and Paul Carey would be calling the game on the radio. And I was amazed. I don't know. Okay, I was 6 when I first went. I don't even know, but I was really, really young. Just how incredibly boring it was. Mm-hmm. I love to watch baseball on TV. Not as much now as when I was a kid. You could be enthralled because they're showing you instant replays and all this other stuff. When you're just sitting in there and the inning's over, and you got to wait 3 minutes while the other team comes. Like, you don't realize what goes on when you're 6 or when you're 8, when you're 9.
I have a hard time
sitting
there through 9 innings.
And then I got to look up, what inning are we in? Because there's nobody running through all the stats again, unless you do see a lot of people with the radio headsets because they wanted to hear. They want to get everything that they're missing. They want that feel of being at the game and being immersed in the game rather than just watching, listening to these clowns down here talk about whatever they're talking about. And people going back and forth to the bathroom, but it's a different feel. But when you had said, for a second, then the kids paused, did they really think that they didn't want to go or that you didn't want them to go?
I think it was more the option of, wait a minute, we get to go.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because Wayne and I try to get to at least one game, if not a couple, a season. So they're used to us kind of shipping them off and being like, we're going to a Jays game. Like, we're going to a ball game.
Yeah.
The fact that I even gave them the option, I think, is what made, wait, we can come? Okay, then we want to go.
That's a neat thing.
And then we'll get there and it'll be like, okay, it will be in the second inning. How much longer?
When do I get to run the bases?
When do we get to run the bases? When's this going to happen?
Can I run around the entire concourse, Mom? Knock yourself out.
I might go with you because, like I said, I do need a break every once in a while. But just that feeling. Honestly, I didn't go to a Jays game 10 years ago. Probably would have been my first Jays game. So I was well into adulthood, and it was cool. I'm not going to lie. Walking into that stadium and seeing everybody on the field, like seeing the setup, seeing that green.
Yep.
It's pretty, that's what I'm excited for to take the kids.
It's a big difference when the roof is open versus when it's closed. When it's closed, I feel like we're playing baseball in somebody's basement. It's a large basement, but you know what I mean? Because there's no windows.
Yep.
I feel like, but with it open. Now, I was at its inaugural game. I was there the very first night, which was just about now, June of 1989, 1990. Oh, yeah. No, I was at the very first game. Somewhere, I think I still have the autographed ticket. I have the ticket because what had happened is I had gone up to get one of the legendary $7 hot dogs, and I was standing behind NHL Hall of Fame coach Scotty Bowman.
Shut up.
Yep. Right in front of me.
Of course you were.
And there he is. And somebody, hey, Scotty, people, and he was just sort of, waving and laughing. And then he was waiting for his order, and I just had my ticket, and I don't know. And I just leaned forward. I said, could I trouble you for it? And he's like, sure. So he autographed the back of my ticket of the opening night of Sky Dome, as it was known then, not Rogers Center. I have Scotty Bowman's autograph. Now, does that ruin the ticket or does that enhance the ticket? I don't know, because I don't remember where it is. It makes it very
unique. I'd be interested for you to post that somewhere and see what kind of reaction you get.
It was great. They played Milwaukee. Paul Molitor at that time was still playing for the Brewers. He had not yet come
with
over
the
to the Jays. And I believe he opened up the game with a double, and the Brewers won that night. They were like, how did the Jays not? Who hit the first home? Jesse Barfield, I think, hit the first home run.
That's amazing that you can remember all this.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those iconic
And then a few short years later, there they are with a World Series.
Yeah.
Not one, but two.
Yeah. 3 years later, was it 90 or 89?
92, 93.
Was that the first night? Was it 1990 it opened? So, 3 years later, Joe Carter would touch them all, and they would bring a World Series.
We featured that this morning.
Yeah. So we're... Yeah, interesting. So I hope you guys have a great time.
I'm sure he will. I hope you do too. I'm sure you will. I know, because you love it.
Part of it is poking Steph when the Orioles do it. If they so much as get a walk.
I hope they do, Mark. I hope it isn't a blowout.
Then she texts me. She says, who's Ryan McKenna? And I'm like, I don't know. Who's Ryan McKenna? She says, he's your left fielder. It's like, okay, first of all, I don't know.
You might want to.
She said, it's kind of good looking, Dad. Great. Awesome. Great. So he's a good one. So I'm getting a Ryan McKenna jersey, apparently. He's 25 and single, Dad, and I think I love him. Like, I don't know. Like, now what? I don't know what to do with that.
Well, you better educate yourself before you get there, so you know.
He had an RBI yesterday.
There you go. See, you're already following it.
Knocked off Tampa Bay, and you're going to see Tampa Bay,
I'm going to see Tampa Bay, yes.
That's what it is. So, anyway, that's the way this week has gone.
Good for you.
Good Father's Day. We appreciate it. Coming up on podcasts later on this week, we have a
stellar week.
If you're in a relationship and you want to make it last, here's what Charity and I think.
We have the secret.
You don't have to have shared interests. You have to have shared dislikes. And I had heard this before.
Nothing brings you closer together than frustrations, mutual frustrations, and irritants. Things that drive you absolutely. When you find a kindred spirit in regards to, that drives me crazy. There's nothing like it.
And it's like, I don't like that either. We should be a couple. Kath has interests that I don't share. I have lots of interests she doesn't like, but we're great. But the things that we do.
That bring you together. What
do we end up talking about more times around a campfire? The things we both agree we can't stand. And it's so funny.
Why be positive when you can be negative together?
It's so funny.
It is funny.
How true that is.
So
we'll get that up on our socials when we get it on air, and then you share
what brings you together.
What things in your relationship do you and your significant other also agree are horrible things?
Yep.
From people to the world to social media to whatever. And you don't have to look any farther than the United States in politics.
Oh my gosh.
You know, if you hate the same things, unites groups of people.
It really does band them together.
It does, more than the similarities. The things that you don't like band you together. Crazy. So we'll have fun with that. But tomorrow's a very special day. Not only is it the first day of summer, but it's Indigenous People Day.
Yes.
And David Miracle, who is a fabulous artist, when you talk about from sculpting and
musician,
woodwork.
Yeah, just incredibly talented.
Yeah. If it requires an artistic bend, he's the guy.
Yep.
And he's going to be performing in the county on the weekend. But we're going to have him on the show to talk about the importance of tomorrow and why you should be there on Saturday. He's going to be on the show. And I think we're going to wake up Kim Henry.
I'm hoping to wake up Kim Henry
let's do
because
that
the Children's Foundation was over the weekend, but their online auction continues today. It closes tonight. So you can still go to the Children's Foundation website and bid on some items. Fantastic items. My gosh.
Watch me.
But it closes tonight at 9. So I'd like to talk to her tomorrow and just see how it all went. A little different this year. It was 2 years in the making. It's later in the year than it normally is. And then they had to deal with the storm last week. Yeah. They were setting up and that storm came through.
Oh, no.
There were pictures on social media. They had a tent set. It was done. It hit actually one of the cars. Someone's car it was not good. So after all of that, they finally got to do it on Saturday. So we'll talk to her and see how it all went and what a fun night everyone had.
And this is what you do with the auction, by the way, is often what happens is people will put in like their maximum bid.
Yep.
So I like to find those people and they have an auction item for $200, but I know that they've set it to $250. So I'll go in and put $210. Then bang, goes to $220. So
they've set it up automatically to continue to bid.
So I'm going to this afternoon buy nothing and make them $1,000.
You're going to run them up.
So sorry.
See, you couldn't be there Saturday, but this is how you're doing it. This is how you're getting the money.
I'm going to find a way to help the kids.
Good. You know what, Mark? Good for you. You are a wonderful person. A wonderful human being.
Then I'll go do something else today. I don't know what it'll be. But
golfing. You're going golfing today.
I'm going to go golfing with my daughter today.
I know. Father's Day continues for you.
That's kind of what it's about.
Yeah.
Father's Day and all that before she heads back to Toronto and the Jays and all of that other stuff that she does in this great life that she leads. That as a parent, that's all you ever want.
Help get her to.
That's all I ever want. Isn't that everybody wants?
Absolutely.
Are you happy? She's like, I'm really happy. That's all I ever wanted.
That's all you want for them.
Yeah. So you don't have to text me every day. Just go be happy. But text your mother.
You better text your mom every day.
Yeah, because that makes me happy when you make her happy. You don't have to make me happy. Just if mom's happy, I'm so happy.
It's so true.
So true. Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast, wherever you get your favorite podcasts. Again, it is a new form of communication. Do you like it? Let us know. If not, let us know.
We always want to hear from you.
Get it up every day by about 11 o'clock in the morning. Have a super final day of spring. We'll chat tomorrow.